Want to see the border wall prototypes, the best way to do so is from Mexico. That's about as close as you will get. There is no access on the U.S. side unless you get an escort with the U.S. Border Patrol. 10 News was given that exclusive access this week with the chief of the San Diego sector. And much like President Trump, the prototypes are grandiose to witness in person. Standing beneath them, there is only one word fit to describe the border wall prototypes: imposing. The 8 structures are 30 feet tall, most made of thick concrete.
This is what we face across the entire southwest border.
And while they were bid out and made by the construction industry, most of the input for their design came from border agents who've had decades of experience with what works and what doesn't.
I got more input probably than most. I got to show the president the prototypes and explain to him, based on my experience, what we needed.
Chief Rodney Scott was tasked with giving President Trump a personal tour of the border wall prototypes back in March. It was his input and agreed to by the president that the wall should be see-through. That perspective allows the Border Patrol to see who's on the other side and who might cause a threat. Each one was then systematically tested by Border Patrol agents themselves.
So I was able to explain to him, our guys were able to defeat this one within this amount of time using these techniques. This one was harder, this one was not. This one allows people to hide behind it. This one does not.
And ultimately, there will be no one winning design. The terrain along the 2,000 miles of border with Mexico is vastly different, as well as the climate. So the environment will determine the type of wall or a combination of walls.
There was never an intent to pick one and then copy that along the entire U.S. border. The entire concept literally was, how do we do this better? We're not picking one of these walls over the other walls, and we never planned on doing that.
So depending on the terrain, the environment, it could be any one of these?
Correct.
And you might have heard President Trump say that construction of the wall has already begun, but in reality, that is for new and updated fencing and new security technology. However, it is not the wall the president has promised.